serve as the foundation for a new era of prosperity, self-reliance, empowerment across our great continent. Through them, we will unlock the potential of every African nation and build a future where economic independence and social justice will go hand in hand, allowing Africans to rise and thrive. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and people of the change, join me whilst I introduce to you these pillars that will lead us to our economic freedom. And I'd like to start with pillar 1, industrialization. We industrializing our mineral resources, not selling them, but industrializing them. That's what it was given to us for. Not for other people to come and take it from us so they know what to do with it and resell it back to you as your daily needs. The time has come that we take that responsibility ourselves. That's why it's on our land. That's why it belongs to us. The universe did not give it to you so you can give it to someone else. The universe gave it to you so you can industrialize that and teach your children how to industrialize what belongs to you. In Africa today, we have to import everything that our minerals have created. Our cotton is turned to textiles, and we have to buy them in shirts because we can't create them. Ghana is the second biggest producer of cocoa, yet cannot produce any cocoa-related product that dominates the global market. The same can be said about other agro.
Abusuafo mo bibia kwa banfam bra kwa mjenti TV so e YouTube so ase abusuafo usual yaba ensema hodo a ekoso e Ghana ha sei de ekoso in the various political parties ane ba e de ba be so mo ne sentin e na abusua me sa ka video bia said the Ghana youth Ghanaian youth say so many years abre a mo so mo pe change na change o mo pe no so nye change bia keke say na nakwa ambedi akon a dodo na asa afre na Cheddar abusua yenya info be about this fine humble gentleman this info eba be somo e wo channel we so meso so adaruma obuo ne ndi kwa so ene e dey din kan na ahwe channel we a obe subscribe e dey ama o hwe nso na nya subscribe ya adaruma na subscribe we are share na hofo nso enya nsem a e koso ni bi enti abusua mem pesa me kasa be enti enko ne nko video ne emfambra. Please be seated.
Esteemed guests, fellow advocates for change, ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you as the rebirth of an incarnated spirit, feeling like a messenger, here to express regret for our mistakes. It is crucial for me to acknowledge our past, not to dwell on it, but to learn from it, and to overcome the challenges that have suppressed the growth of our development. There are no better words for me to use than to say, I am sorry. I'm sorry for all our losses, Africa. I'm sorry that our currencies have lost the value. I'm sorry that our economies is collapsing. I'm sorry that our education system has failed us. I'm sorry that our children are jobless, yet they're becoming hopeless. My country, Ghana, I'm sorry for the poor governance. I'm sorry for the pollution of our water bodies, for shredding our ancestral wealth. On behalf of my ancestors and the past leaders of Africa, I apologize. Truly, what you left could not be harnessed to our best potential. To the youth and the descendants of our struggling race, I am deeply sorry and I apologize. The decisions made by our leaders, both past and present, have contributed to the catastrophe we now face. If only I could turn the clock around, I would. I would start from the beginning. But since time has carried us into the speed of light, where going back is impossible, we either move forward together or stand separated. That's why I stand before you today to apologize for the people of Ghana, the people of Africa, and the diaspora. We must gather our strength and rise again. If time is all I have, then I surrender my life for time to be used valuably. For many years we have failed. We have fed and built the world. Our uranium has empowered Europe's sustainable energy and forged global superpowers. Our minerals, such as cobalt, are in the mobile phones, laptops, and computers that drive the modern world. Yet Africans with degrees in hand, we find ourselves blocked by borders, their potential stunted by systemic barriers. How is that we have the resources to export to continue to import products we could make ourselves? Our gold holds together the major currencies of this world. Our diamonds are symbols of love exchanged across continents. We must remain shackled by the colonial barricades impeding our growth, shall we? No. We have struggled to rebuild our society since we were separated. But when I look at my skin, I believe that whatever brought us together is far stronger than what is pulling us apart. We may be nationalized by different dialects, names, and countries, but we're united by the same principles that governs our way of living. The time has come. The time is now that we took responsibility for the mess we find ourselves in. We must also replicate the success stories of Asia, Middle East, and the West. Nations that have risen from poverty to become global economic powers. We must replicate that. We must break free from the cycle of dependency and exploitation. We must industrialize, refine our resources, and create wealth that stays on our continent. We must remove the colonial barricades that have hindered our growth and reclaim the control of our destiny. The time has come for us to not just sign contracts, but to create them for others to sign. Not just to sell what belongs to us, but to refine it so we can distribute it to those who need. We must not plead to receive what is ours. We must not reclaim it for nothing, but we must reclaim and elevate it to a rightful use. Our minerals should support the development of this world. Flowing from us to the global community, we must refrain from begging and instead focus on giving, offering what is fair and working to develop humanity beyond our expectations. We should strive to leave this world better than we found it. respecting nature, and adding value in the process. Let us ensure domestic tranquility, a common defense, a general welfare, a strong continental agenda. This will form the foundation upon which our future will be built. From today onward, let our markets, our industrial vision, our production, and our manufactured goods meet global standards. Let us self-industrialize our mineral and human resources, transforming them into national and continental wealth to create immediate economic balance and foster a prosperous middle class. The privileges and immunities of our citizens should never be compromised. Let's begin to retrace our steps to regain our power, which led us to peace, freedom, and justice. This moment, I ask the universe to ignite its forces to grant us freedom, prosperity, long-lasting justice, protection, and understanding. This is not a journey for us to walk, but it is a journey for us to build. A new world for those who are yet to be born, and the young ones who are yet to live the life the way it is to be lived. This is a preparation for our descendants, not to go through the pain. That's why I chose a place like England during Black History Month to share these words of wisdom and empathy, not only with Ghanaians, but with the origin I share and the race I belong to, Africa and Black people worldwide. With all that has happened in the past, a history of enslavement, extraction of our minerals, I believe that it was a phase we had to go through to understand yesterday's problems are bound to become tomorrow's opportunities. This reason why the weakness of our past should become the strength of our future. If we cannot develop our countries, then how can we develop our people? This part of the speech has gone from being apologetic and feeling sorry to a petition. This is my petition to the world. This is a petition. It's a call for the world to acknowledge what we Africans have contributed. Many countries have benefited from the resources of our nations and should have contributed to our development. Templates should have been shared. The respect for us as human beings is inadequate. The recognition of our dignity is undermined. We expected that they would have played a role in the growth of our economy as much as they have been extraction of their needs from the same economy. But in return, what have we received? Except rules, regulations, and constitutions that dictate how we should live. Many of these have undermined our potential and limited our true abilities. As a result, we have not been able to fully express our purpose for being here. This is a petition to the world and to the countries that have been benefiting from the lands of our forefathers, the lands where our ancestors were uprooted, scattered across the sea, their races lost to history, yet nothing was returned to us but defeat. My petition is that, despite the global climate crisis and countless other issues we face today, this world was meant for all of us to manage and make it a better place. Some parts of it have thrived, while others have endured centuries of hardship. Now the time has come for balance, an equal and fair way of living, built on strong international relationships. My petition calls for an end to foreign influence in our political narrative, but also requires an international commercial relationship. Just like any other global economy, the likes of Asia and the West, we expect the same with Africa. Why become importers when we can become exporters? Why do we import finished products that we once owned as raw materials? Why do we only have to sign contracts before we can make a living? Why are we not giving opportunities to people so they can also be signed? Why are we not signing the world, but the world is signing us? Instead of asking why, I think the time is now for the world to marvel at the work Africa can do and say, wow, wow, wow. It's time that we turn the story around ourselves. Let's not make the why distract us and stop us from what we truly have to do. I have come so that nations should build upon the wisdom bestowed upon me. Countries will develop, continents will be reformed, and we will be redeemed. After all, the world you call new has always existed in you. I'm here to represent Africa's greatest hope. I have been chosen not to be the best, but to be unique, ordained with tenacity, the zeal and power to build a new Africa and impact society that will historically change this world. These changes will come as a result of the 7 pillars for economic freedom, which I'm going to outline. And that's the embodiment of my speech. These pillars will serve as the foundation for a new era of prosperity, self-reliance, empowerment across our great continent. Through them, we will unlock the potential of every African nation and build a future where economic independence and social justice will go hand in hand, allowing Africans to rise and thrive. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and people of the change, join me whilst I introduce to you these pillars that will lead us to our economic freedom. And I'd like to start with pillar 1, industrialization. We industrializing our mineral resources, not selling them, but industrializing them. That's what it was given to us for. Not for other people to come and take it from us so they know what to do with it and resell it back to you as your daily needs. The time has come that we take that responsibility ourselves. That's why it's on our land. That's why it belongs to us. The universe did not give it to you so you can give it to someone else. The universe gave it to you so you can industrialize that and teach your children how to industrialize what belongs to you. In Africa today, we have to import everything that our minerals have created. Our cotton is turned to textiles, and we have to buy them in shirts because we can't create them. Ghana is the second biggest producer of cocoa, yet cannot produce any cocoa-related product that dominates the global market. The same can be said about other agro-resources that we have. We're importing food when all we need is a processing plant. to our own and even export more to the world. For us to taste our own products, we have to import them and pay taxes on them because we don't have industrial power. Westerners, Asians, and everyone else extracting our minerals definitely know that industrial platforms built in Africa would take us out of struggle and the pain we face. Yet, we're not being advised to do so. I think it's time we advise ourselves what to do. Asians and everyone else is still traveling onto the space to look and search for these opportunities and treasure.